All right, good evening, everybody. How you doing? It's Wednesday, July 22nd, the Big 2-6. And, of course, I'm James with the Hat and Beard Show. You, of course, are an attentive audience. Tonight, we have, looking ahead to the training camp. Kicks off in 3 days, right? Now, the big news, of course, for the Detroit Lions is Sam LaPorta cleared for training camp. Everything should be good to go for Sam LaPorta. We'll also take a look at the loaded question mark tight end room that the Lions have. How good can we be behind Sam LaPorta? Is Brock Wright going to hold on to that number 2 spot? Could Tyler Conklin, with almost 300 catches between 21 and 24, could he possibly usurp that second tight end role? Been held down by Brock Wright for quite a while, but Brock Wright, block wrong. We'll then ponder and continue to throw estimations and look at who could possibly. Somebody's got to step up in the secondary for the Detroit Lions. Today we're going to say, could it be you? Rock Ya-Sin. We're going to look at Rock Ya-Sin a little bit, and then finally we'll end the night over at A to Z Sports. The Slippers got a little bit of a weekly long series now we're going to tap into and kind of mine that for some content. Bubble watch players. Who, where, and how do some of these guys fall? What could their status be as we get ready for training camp to kick off? And of course, then it's just a few short weeks. Just a few guys. We're weeks. Not many, not multiple, just a handful. I, of course, am here with you. You are here with me. Make sure that you subscribe to the channel. Turn on the notification bell so you can be notified every single time we go live Monday through Friday, 7 to 8 p.m. right here at YouTube, Rumble. And we, of course, are always on Kick for whatever that's worth, but they're down there hanging out. Hit the like button, right, and then share this video around with all of your friends. If you want to get into the chat over at Mad Hatter Nation, you're going to have to go ahead and subscribe to the channel over at YouTube. It's a little bit of investment on your end, but a infinite ROI. Some say it's the best ROI. Some say. All right, guys, now that's all the way. We're going to hit off the intro and then get into the show.
If you can say the word good, guess what? It means you're still alive. It means you're still breathing. And if you're still breathing, well, then hell, you still got some fight left in you. So get up, dust off, reload, recalibrate, re-engage, and go out on the attack.
Bam, all right. So over here at Espen, you guys know Espen. We like Espen. Firing Ryan Clark. While on air, Espen. Sources. Lions Sam LaPorta. His back is fully cleared for training campo. JG16 for MVP, 52 touchdowns and 5K yards, and it all is going to go through Sam LaPorta. I'm telling you, big year for the big guy. Big year for the big guy. Detroit Lions tight end Sam LaPorta, the big guy, was fully cleared for training camp earlier this month. A source told Espen's Jeremy Fowler on Thursday. LaPorta, 25 years old, underwent a microdiscectomy last season to repair a fully herniated disc. Yeah! No, thank you. No, thank you. I'm going to go ahead and thank you. No, I'm going to pass on one of those coming down the buffet line. Herniated disc. No thanks. I'm intolerant. I have a herniated disc intolerance. I'll pass. Fuck that. He finished last season with 40 catches for 489 yards and 3 touchdowns in 9 games. I know that doesn't seem like very much, but guys, LaPorta was having like a monster year, like a real quiet monster year, dude. 40 catches for almost 500 yards. It's a pretty good clip right there, bud. The Lions drafted him in the second round in 23. He's got 186 catches for 2,100 yards and 20 touchdowns in 3 seasons. He was selected to the Pro Bowl and was second-team All-Pro in his rookie year, where he set a career high with 86 catches for 889 yards and 10 doggery doos, dude. He's scheduled to become an unrestricted FA. We know that veteran players on the Lions are scheduled to report to training camp next week. I think it's the 28th, dude. So that's a little bit of news. A little Sam LaPorta. Fully cleared for camp. Sam LaPorta, big guy. Gonna get the big guy out there running some routes. Big guy, huh? Gonna have some weapons for JG16, huh? JG16 for MVP, huh? Yeah. Talking the big guys getting 1K. 12 touchdowns, dude, yeah. That's what I'm thinking, yeah. That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that, yeah. You know what I'm saying? While we're talking about tight ends, yeah, let's talk about the other not-so-big guys. But they're just guys. We got some Jags over there in the tight end room. Training camp preview, tight ends. DetroitLions.com. Tim 20Man says, hey, look at all the big guys. Huh? Look at that big guy. How you doing, big guy? Sam LaPorta, Brock Wright, Tyler Conklin, Thomas Gordon, Zach Horton, and Miles Kit-Selman. I think that's how you pronounce it, Kit-Selman. All right? Huh? How we doing? The big guy. You know what I'm saying? There you guys see a little breakdown by the numbers. Dude, this would have been last year, right? Key losses in the tight end room. We had none. Yeah. Keeping the dumpster intact. That dumpster looks real good, though, when the big guy, when Sam LaPorta. And, not for nothing. No, it's not entirely clear, Trodo. We did lose damn Skip at a retirement, huh? Skip man cometh, skip man taketh away. He did play quite a few snaps at tight end there, dude. But last year, 9 games out of LaPorta, 40 catches. Brock Wright in 11 games had 14 catches. Wow. Tyler Conklin in 13 games had 7 catches. So you see, it just kind of fizzles on out from there. The best competition in the tight end room, according to Tim 20Man, LaPorta and Wright return as Detroit's top tight end duo after both missing significant time. 14 combined games last season due to injury. That's like a whole season. Detroit will have a new tight end number 3 this year after bringing in veteran Tyler Conklin this offseason to compete for the role with 4 other youngsters ready to show what they can do. Conklin wasn't a big part of Los Angeles Chargers' passing attack last year, catching just 7 passes in 13 games. It's like half a catch a game, dude. But from 21 to 24, playing with Minnesota and the New York Jets, he went for 4 straight seasons, catching 61, 58, 61, and 51. Wow, 61, 58, 61, 51. Interesting, dude. Interesting combo right there. He was impressive in OTA workouts before sitting out minicamp with an undisclosed injury. He had the poops, dude. Jackson Meeks at 6'2", 235, listed at a wide receiver on Detroit's roster. Remember Jackson Meeks' name. Got to keep an eye on what we're going to be doing. What old Jackson Meeks there, dude. A little bit of a hybrid slash guy. We'll bunches of votes. 2.0, huh? Bring a little bit of a unique skill set. Kind of a fat wide receiver and a little bit of an undersized tight end. Kind of the same build of Colston Loveland. He's just a wide receiver, but the roster saw considerable reps at tight end and OTAs and minicamp as a hybrid pass catcher. Meeks has put on weight since last season to help adjust to playing more on the line of scrimmage, and his versatility and athleticism bring an interesting element to the competition. Zach Horton played in a couple of games with Detroit last season. And I'm just going to pause right there. If Zach Horton doesn't make the roster as your H-back fullback, well, I think there's going to be a good reason for that. I think there's a good reason for that, guy. I'm telling you, we need to get on. Can somebody please get me a hold of Motor City Dan Gamble so that I can tell him what to do with the hammer? Ahmed Hassani needs to play fullback, please. Gordon and Kistelman are young players who will try to make their mark when the pads come on and the competition really begins. Yeah, well, not to be an asshole, but good luck. And the very best of luck to you two down there. But there's a little bit of a mountain to climb. Personally, I don't think Brock Wright is all that good anymore. I honestly think that the tight end, whether you say the best competition is the number 3 tight end. I'm not trying to sound like an asshole here, guy, but I think it's that number 2 tight end spot. I actually think Brock Wright might be in jeopardy, dude. And if Brock Wright's in jeopardy, do you think he ends up maybe just getting the old cuttery duckery dude? Just a little snippy snip. Little haircut there on the salary cap. Tim 20-man's take. LaPorta stormed onto the scene as a rookie, becoming just the second first-year player in NFL history to record a season with 85-plus catches, 850-plus receiving yards, and 10-plus touchdowns. He has the third most receiving touchdowns with 20, and has the 12th most receptions of 181 by a tight end through 3 career seasons in NFL history. And again, football fans will find any statistic to justify their argument. I mean, Sam LaPorta is a good tight end, but I don't think we need to dig into these kind of metrics to prove it. Watch the tape. He missed 9 games last season after suffering a back injury. We know that. It was a spring limited OTAs. We know that. New offensive coordinator, Drew Lil Spud Petzing. His offense was very tight end friendly in Arizona the last 3 seasons as Trey McBride shattered the NFL single season record for receptions by a tight end during his historic 2025 campaign, catching 126 passes for 1,239 yards and 11 touchdowns. I understand the fascination, but when you look at the roster of what Arizona had and has compared to what the Lions had and have, I don't think you're looking at apples and apples here. Also, I know this sounds kind of weird, but you do know that Trey McBride and Sam LaPorta are not the same person, right? Like, we're all on board with that, right? We are all under the collective understanding that Sam LaPorta and Trey McBride are not the same person, so don't expect the exact same things. Now, it'd be sick. Yeah, it'd be sick if LaPorta's grabbing 1,200 yards, dude. Bump that touchdowns up, dude. Got to get closer to that 15 number, dude. Part of McBride's production last season was due to the Cardinals suffering several injuries at other skilled positions, but Lil Spud's offense features multiple personnel groupings, including the heavy use of multiple tight ends, both in the passing and blocking schemes. Let's go. The Cardinals rank near the top of the league in 12 and 13 personnel package deployment. LaPorta is one of the best tight ends in the league and should excel in Petzing's system. Wright is a player who can do a little of everything, but not very well for Detroit, and Conklin could give them an experienced, productive receiving threat. Meeks is a wild card. Wild card, bitches! Ah! He did some good things playing tight end in the spring, and it will be interesting to see how he develops in the role in camp. A little Charlie Kelly wild card. Wild card, bitches! Jackson Meeks, you know what I'm saying, dude? By the numbers, I'm not going to lie, guys. I pre-read these numbers. They're goofy as hell. Like, okay, remember this number, 1,021 receiving yards for Meeks playing his final collegiate season at Syracuse in 2026 or 2024. Relevant? No. Quotable is, I think it's been great so far in terms of competition and attention to detail. First-year tight ends coach Steve Oliver said of his room this offseason, trying to ask them to do a few different techniques. We are working on things that are different here and there, and I'm really happy with where they're at in terms of we're putting a lot on their plate conceptually, run game-wise, and they show up every single day with it, and it's been great. Well, isn't that just great? Isn't that just great? It's been great. Smash the like button if you think it's been great. If you agree with it's just I think it's been great. Oh, Steve Oliver. Steve Oliver. Oliver. Oh, fuck. What was that show? Not Oliver. Something with an O. Moral Oral. Yo, I don't know why that name Steve Oliver made me think of Moral Oral, dude. Y'all watch Moral Oral? Yo, what's up, Detroit Sports Talk? How you doing, man? Thought of some nickname, Hank Big Gravy Fraley. Yes, dude. Dan the Jolly Rancher Skipper. Sean Dion Hamill, the Junior Bacon. Casey Rogers, the Bricklayer. Tyrion the Jail GPS Idiot. I like Penne the Bodyguard, so I like that. The Slab of Tyleek Williams. I like to call it Tyleek. I'm trying to get Tyleek. We call him Big Beef. Big Beef. You know what I'm saying? Hi, I'm Terry Arnold. I'm going to spend the rest of my life in prison for being an idiot. See you guys there. I'm an idiot. Yeah, the Jets can save TA, and I could be the Queen of England. You guys having a good night so far? How's the week been, dude? Obviously, we were off Monday and Tuesday, but it is what it is. You know, it's not bad. You know, kind of get things settled over here on the home front. Yesterday was Hat and Boob's birthday, so we did the birthday thing. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just going to kind of get squared away, ready for training camps to kick off, dude. Because you guys know that once training camps are over, then it's just like, pow, 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 pow. Regular season, dude. You know what I'm saying? Then we're up to like 6 shows a week, bro. Hold on to your hats, boys, because we're going to be rocking and rolling. And if you want to be a part of that, make sure that you subscribe to the channel and turn on that notification bell so that you can be notified every single time we go live, Monday through Friday. And let me know. Comment down below. Is your like button a football or a football? Because I think we're getting soccered again, guys. We're going to stroll over to Athlon Sports as the training camp nears, right? The big question is secondary. Did Brad Holmes do enough to bolster our secondary, improve our secondary? What is going to have happened now that TA has been released? Kirby's knee, Brian Branch's Achilles, you know. Who's going to step up? And now, no offense to Diarrhea Shawarma over here, but if you'd been listening to the Hat and Beard Show, basically since the draft, you'd have known that Rock Yassin is actually a pretty solid corner. And we had kind of already been kicking around the idea, Mad Hatter Nation, you guys, shout out Mad Hatter Nation. We've been kicking around that idea of, could Rock kind of come in and push for that number 2 spot, right? Well, that pathway just kind of got, here you are, just follow the yellow brick road. TA is now no longer in the mix. Woo! You know what I'm saying? Makes life easy. But in full transparency, at this point, we can just start pulling any name out of the Lions secondary room, start being, this guy. Yeah. Nick Whiteside. Yeah. Nick Whiteside's going to be it, dude. By all accounts, I think most pressure is on 2 guys, both veterans, right? And that being Rock Yassin, and a little bit more of the name in the headlines would be Roger McCreary, right? Personally, I think Keith Abney could have a sick-ass rookie year and just, like, fucking smoke everybody. I think that'd be dope. Is it going to happen? I don't know. I'm not ready to read those tea leaves yet. But what we will do is read an article about why Rock Yassin's going to be that guy, right? I do believe in Rock. I think he's a solid Rock, you know. Why Rock Yassin could be the Lions' most consequential defensive player in 2026. With TA gone, Yassin is now the clear favorite to start opposite DJ Reed, and his play could define the entire secondary. Ooh, it's a bold statement by Diarrhea Shawarma over at the Athlon. The Lions lost a few key pieces on their defense this offseason, but one player the team was able to retain is cornerback Rock Yassin. The veteran re-signed with the Lions on a 1-year deal after appearing in all 17 games in 2025, including 6 starts. Initially, Yassin was projected to be a backup. Detroit's secondary at boundary corner behind DJ Reed and Terrion Arnold. However, with Arnold getting cut by the Lions due to off-field legal issues, Yassin may play a more prominent role than expected. Rock Yassin dubbed Lions' biggest X factor in 2026. In an article detailing the biggest X factor for each team in 2026, Athlon Sports' Doug Farrar chose Yassin for the Lions. Yassin was quietly an effective cover corner for Detroit last season, allowing 54 completion percentage rate on 50 targets and a 70.7 passer rating when targeted. The 30-year-old established himself as one of the top depth pieces in Calvin Shepard's defense, and he's going to receive the opportunity to be even more than that in the Big 2-6. With Arnold off the roster, the Lions will hold a competition in camp for the number 2 boundary corner spot, and Yassin is the current favorite for the role. Rookie Keith Abney II and 2024 second-round pick Enos Rakestraw Jr. should push Yassin a bit, but it would be a surprise if the Temple product isn't the starting corner opposite Reed come week 1 due to his 45 games of starting experience and an impressive play when called upon in 2025. That said, Yassin's performance could dictate how the Lions' defense looks this season. Reed will return as the number 1 corner and should provide solid play. But if Yassin struggles opposite him, Detroit's secondary could become a major weakness and plague the rest of the defense. Don't worry. That front 4 is going to be... that front 4. Going to eat that D-line. Going to eat, son. The Lions need Yassin to continue to his reliable play from 2025 into the Big 2-6 and be a viable starter in the back end. If the former second-round pick can rise to the occasion, Shepard's defense has a chance to be one of the top units in the league. Let's go, guys. And when that happens, happy trails to Calvin Shepard as he goes and becomes a head coach next year, if that happens. So, a little bit of just kind of re-emphasizing what we've been talking about. Look, it ain't sexy. Nobody wants to drive the Toyota Corolla. Rock Yassin might be the Toyota Corolla that Ford Field needs, though. You know what I'm saying, dude? Sometimes the defense just needs a little Toyota Corolla, huh? You know what I'm saying, guys? How we doing, Chad? How we doing? What's up, Sam, Marcus? Pound the Drum, 71. How you doing, man? When you're not doing this YouTube channel, do you play bass for Weezer? Nope. I don't. Do I look like the Weezer bassist? Let me check that out. Barnes, Jack, Rolder, Moore, Tylee Kutch are all out of the Big Ten. We should call our front 7 the Big 7. All right, Marcus, I like that. I got sucker punched in the head last weekend twice. Rick, what the fuck, dude? What are you doing, man? You gotta quit cage fighting, bro. Brad has been slipping lately with his evals a little bit. I'll give you that, Sam. I'll give you that. Yeah. That 2024 draft class really kind of leaves a real bad taste in our mouth, right? And 25 still kind of has yet to be proven, kind of hoping Tyleek and Tate, big beef in the Michigan mullet. You know what I'm saying, bro? They'll be fine, dude. They'll be rock solid, dude. Tesla's gonna have a big year, dude. Big 700 to 1,000-yard year, dude. I'm telling you, Goff's going for 5K, dude. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Let's look this up real quick here. Weezer bassist. Scott Schreiner. Is it? It's the glasses, huh? No, see, I wear these glasses because they're soy blockers, dude. I got to block the soy. And gotta, you know what I'm saying? Got to stay based. I don't know if you know this, bro. Hat and Beard Show is the most based NFL and Detroit Lions content creation station basically on the internet. I mean, you don't get much more based than over here, dude. Detroit Lions bubble pressure meter. Who's safe, who's in danger, and who's running out of time ahead of the first week of training camp. Detroit Lions training camp roster battles are officially here. We're launching our weekly bubble pressure meter to track who's safe, who's slipping, and who's running out of time. Mike Payton over at A to Z Sports. Let's see what the Slippers got for us, huh? What you got for me, Slipper? The Lions are heading into training camp next Monday. And to go with that, we're going to be doing a weekly pressure meter specifically for bubble players. Every week we'll list out the players we're considered to be on the bubble, and we'll add some takeaways as time goes on, and we'll give each of them those weekly bubble pressure scores. Green means safe, yellow is watching, orange is in danger, and red is must have a big week. In that mind, here's our list of first edition, the bubble pressure meter for the Lions offense. All right. Do we need to go through everybody here, guys? Luke Altmaier, Sailors, both kind of watching. I think Sailors is fine, dude. I think Sailors is actually going to kind of push easily for that running back 3 spot, dude. I'm just being honest, man. I think I like Jacob Sailors, dude. I ain't got nothing against Sione Vaki, but if we're looking at it from a pure running back perspective, I like what Sailors brings to the table. Smalls and Robichaux are in danger. Cedric Wilson and Lovett are watching. I think Lovett should be maybe closer to the in danger, if I'm being honest. Malik Cunningham in danger. Tariq Black, Tay Martin, Lawrence Keys. All these guys, it's a very loaded and full wide receiver room. Personally, I would probably bump down Lovett into the in danger because I just, if you can't hang on to the ball, dude. You know what, dude? You know what, guy? Well, Billy, I think we figured out what's going to have happen. There's a reason why the Lions haven't decided to add any more depth pieces to the secondary despite Terry and Arnold being released. That's because we already have our replacement defensive back in-house. And his name is Dominic Lovett. Because what do you call a wide receiver that can't catch? A fucking defensive back. Bingo, bango, bongo. We figured it out, fellas. Obviously, TK85 is safe. Going to push for that wide receiver 4 spot, in my humble opinion. Jackson Meeks. I do think Jackson Meeks has a interesting opportunity to crack the roster for the Lions. Yeah, Dan Campbell and Brad Holmes love that tweener role, dude. They love that hybrid player, dude. And Jackson Meeks doing everything he can. Try and be a tweener player to get on roster. Kistelman, Horton, and Gordon. Kistelman, Horton, and Gordon are all watching, and in danger. Yep. Manu is in danger. Sorry, Raw. Hate to burst your bubble, dude, but that's not a good sign, dude. Giovanni Manu. I know, man. I know. But unless the plan is to move him to safety, I don't know, man. I don't know. Michael Neese also in danger. Ben Barch watching. Scruggs watching. Cole Cochran is watching. Sorsdahl shouldn't even be on the roster anymore. Priestley, yeah, nope. And Mason Miller, nope. I don't think there's any watching here for Ben Barch or Juice Scruggs. I think those guys are both on roster very easily, especially Juice Scruggs' double-dipping ability. It makes sense that we start off with a good number of players, and we're watching at start of camp, but we have some players who are safe in Jackson Meeks and Tom Kennedy. Beware, though, because safe today doesn't mean safe next week. There's a pretty good amount of guys that are in danger right now. But just like safe, a big week to start camp could put you in the other side of the meter and closer to safe. All it takes is some breaking out. Well, that's all it takes. Hey, bud. You want to make an NFL roster? Just break out a little bit. Hey. Dude, you're like the 55th man on roster right now. Just break out a little bit, dude. Just become a superstar. What are you doing? Just become badass. Dumbass. Idiot. All right, over here on defense. Peyton Turner watching. Hassanin is safe. I don't know about that, man. I think these two might be a swippity swap right there. West is watching. Tyree West. Eric O'Neal should be in danger. Anthony Lucas is safe. Over a Peyton Turner, you say. Interesting. Wingu in danger. Anzarike watching. Chris Smith in danger. Makes sense. Tyler Lacey safe. Did have a big OTA. Miles Adams. Aiden Keenan. Trevor Nowitzki, Eric Turner, all watching. Joe Bocci in danger. No surprise there. A little bit of long in the tooth, Joe Bocci. Nick Whiteside. Deshaun Rucker. Emmaus Brown. Khalil Dorsey. Dan Jackson. All watching. And then Lawrence Strickland, yes, very much should be in danger. Ahmed Hassanin is the perfect example of how players can be removed from this list over time. Right now, I just want to get to camp and take a look at where the Lions are doing with him and where they have him lined up. He could be gone from the list as early as next week. I'm clearly buying into the Anthony Lucas hype. I've said it once and I'll say it again. I believe he should have been drafted, and it's crazy he wasn't. Yeah. He's a freak athlete. He just never could really quite ascend to that ceiling, that projected ceiling. But if he was still able to get a crack at the league by just farting around, maybe the Lions are the organization to get him to hit that ceiling, dude. I've got Lacey safe over Anzarike right now since the Lions had him ahead of the former second-round pick at OTAs and mandatory minicamp. These things can change pretty fast. I'm eager to see how Anzarike looks once the pads come on. You and me both, my guy. You and me both, my guy. And there's a good picture of Derek Barnes right there. How do we feel about this little list here, guy? Huh? How are we feeling there, Billy? How do we feel, Billy? Feeling pretty good? I don't have Lovett on the roster. Yeah, I don't either. Thank you, Mr. Trade City. I appreciate it, dude. Don't forget to upvote. Hell yeah. Thank you, Pound the Drum 71. Hit that, bro. Or hit that like button. My son-in-law broke his hand. No shit. Well, Rick, got one of them concrete jaws, dude. Got one of them concrete jaws. Tyrion leaving with a black eye, 100%, and a beat-up brown eye. Manu, get ready to learn Chinese. There you go, dude. Tyrion the butt licker. I like that. I like that. Tyrion the butt licker, dude. Tyrion means butt licker in Hood Rat. Tyler Conklin could replace Brock Wright 150%. I totally agree with you. Conklin may be a better fit for the Lions' number 2 tight end. Mike Payton breaks down why Conklin's receiving ability and pass block and give him the edge over Brock Wright. Well, when your name is literally block wrong, it's not a good omen. You know what I mean? Look at last year. He's got 52 pass block grade, 55 run block grade, and that's just not something that happened in 2025. Those are like the grades that Brock Wright has always had. No shit. What's up, Michigan Hat Man? What's up, Kane? Yo, Kane, how you doing, man? Good to see you, brother. Glad to see you hanging in there, dude. Do you guys like the new hat, by the way? I picked up this new hat. Got the new went with the rope style hat that's making a comeback. A little bit of a throwback, dude. But it's actually quite light, dude. I'm not even gonna lie. This is like one of the lightest hats I've ever owned, bro. What do you got? You like the new hat? With training camp just around the corner, one of the most intriguing position battles on Detroit Lions roster is at edge rusher opposite Aiden Hutchinson. I'm going to tell you right now, dude, Wanham's got it on lock, dude. DJ Wanham's a very, very viable player, dude. Now, he's not sexy. He's not flashy. I'm not expecting him to have 10 sacks, dude, but I am expecting him to come in and play 60 to 65% of the snaps, dude. I think he's a 3-down defensive end for the Detroit Lions. And then, yeah, if you want to bring in some juice, you swap him out with a Derek Moore or a Peyton Turner. I'm telling you, dude, Wanham's solid, bro. He's solid, dude. The hat is based on. Hell yeah, dude. Thank you. Appreciate it, dude. Yep, for sure, dude. For sure. I think what the real question is, what are we going to do with Derek Moore? Where does Derek Moore kind of shake into all this mix? Is Derek Moore going to be out there with Hutchinson at the same time? Or are we going to see kind of like a swap out? Like, hey, we now have a guy who can come in and be more of a pass rush guy, maybe give Hutch a few blows here so that he can have a little bit more juice in the tank, as we make our unscored upon playoff run to the Super Bowl, where, of course, Jared Goff throws for 5 touchdowns, rushes for another, gets 6 offensive touchdowns, and then in a freak deployment, Jared Goff has a pick 6 returned. I mean, he returns it. Jared Goff's playing defensive back for some reason, and he intercepts, I don't know, Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, and then Jared Goff returns it 101 yards to stop the Ravens or the Bills or fucking the Chiefs in the Super Bowl. Their one chance to score, Jared Goff intercepts it and runs it back 101 yards. Drew Bledsoe style, stumbling, bumbling down the field, dude. Let's go, dude. I think Tyrion is super jealous that he's not on the Super Bowl team of Detroit Lions. Instead, he's being a butt licker in prison 100%. Butters will also have a kick. I didn't even think about that, dude. So all right, so we're up to 7 touchdowns in the Super Bowl by Jared Goff. He's going to return a kick for a touchdown too. He's going to set a Super Bowl record. He's going to do his best Devin Hester impression, dude, and return it 108 yards, dude. Jared Goff's going to no, check it out, dude. Jared Goff is going to be back there on kick return, dude. He's going to run out of the back of the end zone to field the ball that is going into the stands, all right? He's going to jump into the stands, get the ball, give the bird to the refs, and then run out of the stands back onto the field and then all the way down to the other end zone. And because it's such a badass play, Roger Goodell is going to call the refs and be like, that counts, and it's going to count. And then we're going to deploy him on punt return. We'll have a 50-yard punt return, dude. So we're up to 9 touchdowns, bro. I like more first-team Big Ten, not bad. He's only going to get better. I think so. I think so, Sam. I think so. Jared is also going to block a field goal and return it for a touchdown. That's how we get 10, dude. That's what's up, dude. Bear down, F the FGB. For sure. F Green Bay. I'll give you that, dude. Ron Winarski? Is it Winarski? Is that how you say it? Sorry, dude. I can't read. And the worst part of all, I never learned to read. You know what I'm saying, dude? Cool. Right on, dude. Appreciate you stopping by, dude. Dropping in the chat. Hopefully you're having a good night, dude. Hopefully you're having a good night. JG also sacked QB for a save. Man, dude. The thing is Jared Goff has no weakness, dude. Not kryptonite, not magic, not nothing, dude. Has a clear pathway of full-time starting role by serving as the primary early down edge setter and relying on his extensive. That's exactly what I think, actually. Detroit Sports Talk. That is exactly. I'm going to pin that, dude. Yeah, that is exactly the boat that I'm in with DJ Wanham. I expect him to be the starter. I expect him to get the bulk of the work. I don't expect it to be sexy. I don't expect it to be flashy. I expect him to set the edge and defend the run. If he happens to be that bookend that Hutch can collapse a sack or two down into every few games, great, dude. Dude, if Wanham can come in and play 60% of the snaps every game, and he finishes the year 8 sacks, that is a massive W. I know it's not the 11 sacks that Al-Qadim Muhammad had. Al-Qadim Muhammad played 30% of the snaps. He wasn't an every down lineman. He was a pass rush specialist. So if Wanham can come in and play 60% of the snaps and get 6 sacks, and Moore or Turner can play the other 30% that just Muhammad were playing, and they can get 5 to 6 sacks, you have replaced the production with better scheme fit players that give you more diverse looks and skill sets. That again, I've been saying this whole time, Detroit now has on both offense and defense, when you look at the personnel packages, multiple ways that we can beat multiple different teams. Any type of look you want to give us, we have it. We have a look to counter it. We have the personnel package groups that can counter it. You know what I'm saying? Thank you for Raymond Lyons. Everyone loves Raymond. Yeah, dude. I'll be honest. Leaf seemed like a real good dude. But he's washed up, dude. He's washed. Don't want him. You don't want him. Don't love him. Don't want him. Yeah, Derek. It's kind of Moneyball. Yeah, that's actually a really good. It's a really good way of thinking about it, dude. It's kind of a Moneyball thing, dude. Yeah. Detroit Lions second-round pick edge rusher Derek Moore is projected to serve as a high-effort rotational pass rusher specialist before eventually challenging. Yeah, that's kind of, I think, what we've been reading, dude. As I like what I've seen on tape of Moore, in college, the highlights and whatnot. I think he's a wicked athlete. But I don't expect him to be out there, 70% of the game. There is a greater than not chance. Let's be honest, guys. Let's be honest. Let's look at it from the top-down view of how regularly Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell have deployed rookie players who aren't just absolutely crushing it in camp, okay? They're not really ones to go out there and just mash on the gas and leave their ass in the pass and hitting the hazard lights while the finish line pass. You know what I'm saying? Maybe we don't even see Derek Moore on the field until week 3. Maybe he's in uniform. Maybe he's suited up, ready to go. Maybe the game script doesn't call for him. Maybe he's not quite polished yet. Maybe the coaches have more confidence in a Peyton Turner or a Levi Onwuzurike or a Tyler Lacey. There are all these different avenues that we can go. I think what we really need to have is a big year out of Big Beef. Big Beef. Big Beef, Tyleek. Big Beef. You know what I'm saying? Big Beef, dude. Big Beef. Money ball or blue balls? Hell yeah, dude. We need a Super Bowl. Let's go. Call me crazy. Shoot my shot. More for Defensive Rookie of the Year. 8 sacks. No, dude. Look, here's the thing, man. I can't call you crazy because I honestly think that Keith Abney could also be Defensive Rookie of the Year. I'm fucking nuts, dude. Call me payday because I'm fucking nuts, dude. You know what I'm saying? Honolulu Blue Balls. Exactly, dude. GTA 6 for Lions Super Bowl breaks my heart. Unfortunately, dude, it looks like that is going to finally happen. Unfortunately, you have to have a $600 system to play it. And as Sony and other gaming consoles have shown, even if you own something, you don't own it. They'll just take it from you. So... yeah, but yeah, Honolulu Blue Balls. I do like that one, Kane. That's a good one, dude. I got Honolulu Blue Balls right now waiting for training camp, dude. Freak one, it's Balake Miller. Hell yeah, Rick, I agree with that, actually. If any rookie gets to start from week 1, it'll be our guy Balake. And I don't think he even has that great of a chance to start week 1. I think you are correct. I do think you are correct, Rick. I think you're 100% correct. But I don't think he even has that great of a chance to start. If he does, I'm not going to be overly surprised. I would be more surprised, or I would be less surprised if Larry Borum's out there week 1. Let's just be honest. You know, he's a vet. Vets have a little bit more leeway, or, you know, kind of understand what we're doing a little bit more. But by all accounts, Miller, he's a very coachable guy, dude. Very coachable guy. I love that Miller pick. And going to go ahead and give myself another pat on the back on that one. Called her. Called that shot. This morning there was a huge black bear in my yard. Bears should sign him at left tackle. Going digital for games is a joke. It 100% is, dude. It 100% is. Taking hard copies away is a sin. Yeah, dude, when you don't own your media, that's lame, dude. It's super lame. You think he starts 100%? All right, Derek. Hell yeah, that's what I like to see, dude. Former Lions defensive coordinator Aaron Glenn gets bad news on the hot seat. Gibbs going over 60% of the runs is going to the moon. Hell yeah. He is a starter. I lose my bet. We need to speak it into existence. Gotcha, Derek. All right. Well, hey, can I pump the brakes on speaking the Balake Miller start into existence until at least a week into camp, dude? Just to kind of see. I'd love it, dude. I'd love it, but I have a 10 coffee bet with Easy. Oh yeah, dude. Easy doesn't think so, huh? Are they hating over there? Miller is out there from week 1. He earned it. Yeah, yeah, dude. Yeah, Rick. That's just it. If Miller is out there week 1, dude. If Miller's out there week 1 and it's not because of injury, oh fuck NFL, we got another Penei Sewell. Good luck. Good luck. Good luck, guy. You know what I'm saying? Well, gentlemen, we are going to call it a little bit short tonight because I can smell tacos being made downstairs. I'm hungry. It's the off season. We're getting geared up, ready for training camp, dude. It's been a fun Wednesday night. I want to say a big thank you to all of you guys who stopped by, who dropped a comment, took a little bit of time out of your night to come hang out with me, dude. Yo, hey, guy. I really appreciate that, guy. It's an MVP move. Give yourself a pat on the back. Give yourself an attaboy. Gold star for the day, gentlemen. Appreciate it. If you bothered to subscribe and renew here, that's what's up. Welcome. Hopefully you enjoy what we do. Share this content around with all of your friends. Make sure that notification bell is turned on so that you know every time we go live Monday through Friday, 7 to 8 p.m. right here at YouTube, Rumble, and Kick. Until tomorrow, gentlemen, have a good rest of your night. Stay out of trouble. I'm James with the Hat and Beard Show. You've been an attentive audience. We'll catch you next time. Bonga bonga. Frig off, dude.